I don't think it's possible to be MAGA and be pro-life.
Really?
Yeah. I think that if you're pro-life,
That's an interesting claim. Tell me, why do you think that?
I think that if you're pro-life, it would necessitate, logically speaking, that you support the Democrats.
Really, you think being pro-life means you should support the Democrat Party, the party who is pro-choice? Well, that's very interesting.
Sure.
Because a Lancet study indicated that what Doge did specifically in cutting USAID funding will lead to 14 million people dying by 2030. So you would save significantly more people if you voted in Democrats.
So you're taking a study with assumptions as facts. That is a theory. It is not a verified fact. Okay, this proves.
Since this is true, and this would indicate that significantly more lives would be saved under Democrats, wouldn't that be a reason to...
What is this since this is true business? What are you talking about? You just made a claim. You didn't prove anything yet.
Because if you wanted to save human lives, you would support the Democratic position's policies, which would save significantly more lives, millions more lives, than the Republicans. Trump's policies in overturning Roe versus Wade haven't even led to less abortions happening. Did you know that more abortions have happened since the overturning of Roe versus Wade in 2022?
Did you know that making something against the law doesn't stop people from doing it? Yes, I know. That's a shock, isn't it? So, the idea was not to stop abortions altogether, because that's impossible, even if we make laws against it. Okay? We just want the government out of it. Okay? We just don't want it to be legalized. Okay? Absolutely, people are still going to do it. And also, Roe v. Wade didn't actually make it illegal either. It just put it to the states. Okay? That's what the overturn did. Okay? It just moved everything to the state. That's all. Okay? Now, let's look at the flaws in this guy's arguments, shall we? If you have to, you can pause this and read all of that. This is a screenshot from Gemini. Okay? And this is what Gemini says when I asked it to point out the flaws in this guy's arguments. The guy in the video acts like this is an absolute fact when these are actually theories. So the certainty trap. Also, the study is based on current trends, and they were saying that if things continued as they are, so there was no proof that all those millions of people will die by 2030 as a result of this. Okay? The second one is this also ignores the second flaw of systemic resilience. Okay? It makes the assumption that that they would not find any other funding for these resources, okay? Like private donors or something, which they most likely will find other sources, possibly. It's too much to know for sure. The third problem is the gotcha logic. The gotcha logic presents this as an absolute fact, as if this absolutely will happen, when it's just a theory. It's speculation. Okay, they don't know that for sure. The studies only says that it's a possibility, but they don't really know for a fact that it's going to happen, and it's based on current trends. Okay? The fourth flaw is selection bias in modeling. Okay? This guy only cherry-picked information that seemed to reflect his narrative. Okay? That seems to push his narrative. Okay? So he's pushing his own bias. Okay? And again, I'm showing you screenshots. This is according to Gemini. Okay? This is all according to Gemini. And you know that Gemini is run by leftists, most likely, liberals. So even Gemini is showing the actual truth about certain things, okay? I started to use Gemini because I knew that leftists would dismiss Grok. And also, Gemini allows you to analyze the video and stuff and point out the logic. To point out, and expose the flaws and stuff in their YouTube videos, okay? So, yeah, those screenshots were from Gemini because I asked Gemini about that to expose the flaws in that guy's logic. Okay? So this guy didn't prove anything, and yet he's presenting his video as if he destroyed a MAGA's logic or something other. That's what this guy is trying to claim. Okay? And those screenshots I just showed you, if you look at it, they suggest otherwise, okay? He's making an assumption that data is making a prediction based on current trends, which are subject to change, okay? He doesn't know for a fact that this is going to happen, and yet he is presenting it as if it was a fact, especially with his comment, since this is true. No, this is not true, okay? And he's talking to a caller, and I think the caller almost gave in or is sort of buying that or something, I don't know. And he's debating a caller, and it seems like the caller is he may have dumbfounded that caller, but he is not dumbfounding, however you say that, MAGA. Okay? Okay? That caller does not represent all of MAGA in general. Okay? Just because he was a little confused or just because he was dumbfounded doesn't mean all of MAGA are. Okay? I most certainly would not have accepted that argument or that logic. Okay? I would have called out the assumption, the speculation, like I'm doing right now in this response video or a commentary video, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So yeah, the guy proved nothing. And I think this is the second video that I've, well, it's from a short actually. The shorts I think someone might be from a longer video. That's the second video that I've responded to like this. Okay, because I think there's another video, if I remember right, which should be posted before this one is. And I forget what he's claiming. Yeah, the previous video that I was made either with him he was bringing up something Trump said in 2011, 15 years ago. Okay, that was the first video response I made about him. Okay, and that video would probably be posted before this one is. So yeah, this guy didn't prove anything. This guy based his claim on a speculative study, which is subject to change because it's based on current trends. Well, anyways, that's it for this video. Bye.